Hi everyone, it's Natasha and I wanted to make a quick video about finding your passion. I talk to a lot of people about finding your passion when I'm coaching, and I can see that a lot of people struggle with it. And I would say I've always kept to finance in my career, but I have tried different types of finance. Especially early on in my career, I tried different things and I discovered the part of finance I enjoyed doing, and I've carried on with that year after year, and I've really grown that and just tried to take it to the next level. But I can see, especially at the moment where I'm looking at different business ideas with different people, and there's lots of us on Facebook talking to each other about it at the moment, I can see how some people, they're not in the same situation as me. And so I just thought I'd talk about how I view my finance career and how I view it as a passion, and how I think about making it into a business outside of permanent employment. Because I'm not always passionate about finance, but I definitely know that finance is such a huge part of me, and actually on the odd occasions when I've taken a break from finance, I really miss it. So I know it's much more part of me, probably than I care to admit, but also it's much more part of me that I almost take it for granted because it's just always there. And finance, you can have personal finance in your own life, and then I do finance for other people as well, and then I coach with finance people, and I always have, finance around me. So I do take it for granted. But what I've been thinking about recently is how I'm turning finance in the last couple of years, especially going forward, how I'm turning finance into a business for myself. And I thought it might be a good idea to explain that, so that maybe it gives someone out there an idea as to how they can start viewing their career and thinking about it as a passion, and thinking about how they might take it forward in a different manner to how they've ever thought about it before. So I've spent 20 years working in finance. I have a degree in accounting and finance, and at school I love maths, so I was always maths and finance and things like that from a very early age, almost to the point that I can't remember anything else. But in the last few years I started thinking, well, I want a bit more freedom to be able to travel, and I took a year out and I did some traveling, and that's when I thought about doing finance on a freelance basis. And then going forward, I was thinking about 2 decades in one career is quite a long period of time. And what have I learned, and where have I added value, and how can I use that as a basis for having my own business? And that's exactly where I started when I thought about setting up my own business and what I could offer people. Is the fact that in finance especially, there's quite a lot of just information and reporting and things like that you churn out, and they're very much business as usual. But I can see that where I've added value is when I've helped educate people, and really started breaking that down and making it easy for people. And when I've worked with just people in an organisation, so business people or the finance team, and help coach them. And they're really the areas I concentrate on when I think about setting up my own business and what I'm going to do next. And I really think it's been a nice way for me to think about how I'm going to sort of honour the last 20 years of my career, and how I just pull out the best bits where I've just seen people light up when I can see them understanding something that they didn't understand before because I've taught them it. And my way of putting language around that is saying that's the passion I have for finance. And I've really been looking into creating that as a business of how you teach people throughout any part of an organization, and having just my 20 years of experience and resources in one place, and having that as my business, being able to sell that education and training and experience to people, because I've seen how valuable it is for so many people. And it's so great from my point of view to be able to see someone come into the job market, especially now, living in London, there's lots of startups here, and I can see quite young people coming into the job market, and they're owning their own businesses and they're trying to make it a success, and just being part of the journey where I help them understand the finances of that organization that they've created, and help steer them to what they need to think about regarding their financial support that they're going to need, and how they're going to position their business to take the business to where they need to take it in order to get funding or to sell it. And it's been a really, really good collaboration with these people over the years. So I've been able to take the part of my experience that I just see is valuable to others, and create my own business out of it, and I'm able to call that my passion. And I think if you're out there and you're thinking, when am I going to stumble across my passion? I think perhaps you're doing some of that in your life already, and it's worth thinking about where you see people respond to you and resonate with you, and where they just get some value out of what you're saying or what you're teaching them or what you're doing. And start with that as just this little nugget of being passion, and just see if you can grow it, and see if you can concentrate on that one area rather than all the other noise that we can all get caught up in our day jobs. But that would be where I would start if someone says, I just don't know what my passion is. Just think about when people really respond positively to something that you're teaching them or selling them or showing them, and view that as your passion if you've got nothing else, if you don't know where else to start. And just keep plugging away at that, and think about how you can add value more and more and more, as opposed to how you can make money. I really made a decision to take a journey to just pick freelance work, contract work, temp work, and now permanent work, just all this work where it's the part of finance that I enjoy doing. And I was really led by what I enjoy doing, and I enjoy it more when I can see that people are responding well to it and they're valuing it. And I made the decision to only take work that kind of fell into that category, and afterwards the money followed. And boy, did it follow. In the last few years, this is the most money I've ever made. And for 1 year, I didn't even have a boss. I was just out there, and I would see something online and go, that looks like a really interesting company. They probably need someone like me. And I would just go and pitch to them and go, how does this sound? Is this something that you need? And just always thought, I want to work doing something that I enjoy in finance, and not doing another VAT return, which is a shame. I always use that example, but I really just think if you start with the bits of work, like look at what you do already, just start with the bits of work that you enjoy the most and you see people value the most, and just grow it from there. That is the best way to start if you're really not sure what your passion is or where you can take it. I hope you found that useful, and if you do want to know how I pitch to clients, let me know, because it's something that I definitely started doing over the last few years and had to really become confident with that pretty quickly. And actually I found it was really, really fun in the end, which I didn't know. But yeah, if you have any questions or want some more information, just leave your comments down below and I'll answer them. Thanks.